Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and legendaries are a pretty big component of this expansion. And I believe by now most of you guys might have crafted your legendaries, and maybe some of you might actually be getting close to upgrading them forward as we'll continue using the same legendaries, and maybe more legendaries will get added for different classes. Not saying they will, but not saying they won't for future patches. And how does this whole system work of crafting legendaries but also upgrading them? Recently I already had a couple Legos on alts, but I didn't really know how to upgrade them, and I did some research, and I felt like if I was somebody who's looking this information up, there's a good chance you guys might be looking this information as well. So I wanted to put together a comprehensive video of crafting legendaries as well as the upgrading process of legendaries, and whether you want to spend the gold in order to upgrade it bit by bit, or simply just wait, save your ash, and then get a fat drop of a Lego later. Now, first things first, crafting legendaries. Everything that you need for your Lego can actually be found on the auction house, or at least majority of the basic parts. Of course, you can also craft it yourselves, with professions like tailoring, leatherworking, as well as blacksmithing, giving you opportunity to craft tokens in order to equip legendary effects on. And that's kind of how this whole system will work, is you get to have a kind of like a dummy token, like a ring. That's just a plain ring at different item levels, and you'll be able to imbue these rings with powerful legendary effects. So first things first, you'll either need to craft these, so having a guildie make them for you, but of course on the auction house you can find a variety of different items. We got chest pieces, we got helmets, we got rings, necklaces, and everything that's not a ring or a necklace or a bracer is going to have a unique appearance for it. Helms, shoulders in particular, all of it looks awesome, and in the future you'll be able to start collecting the appearances in order to make a full head-to-toe transmog out of the legendary attire that you will be able to do at a later time once you collect all the different pieces. Another thing you'll need from the auction house are called missives. Missives are basically scrolls of stats, and with this legendaries there's going to be a lot less RNG on them, as you'll get to choose which item you want imbued with a legendary, and also which secondary stats you want on them. So if your best stats are going to be crit versatility, you can slap both of those on that gear. If you need haste mastery or haste crit or verse mastery, you can control exactly which stats you need. So not only will you have options of different pieces where to stick that legendary on, as legendaries can go on 2 different pieces, but also you'll get to choose the secondary stats. So if you're someone who wants to get yourself a Lego for PvP, you can have the stats for that. If you want to get yourself a Lego for dungeons and raids, you can have the stats for that as well. Both missives can also be bought on the auction house, but also inscriptionists can create them as well. So if you're someone who wants to get into the profession on an alt so you can supply yourself with missives, you're more than welcome to also. And finally, the legendaries themselves, they come from a variety of different events. So if you go to your character adventure journal and you go to the power tab, you'll see every single legendary available for your class, as well as all the different specs of your class. Every one of those legendaries you mouse over will tell you exactly what to get them from. Some of them are going to come from bosses, which are 100% drop rate. You just gotta kill the boss on normal, heroic, or eventually mythic, or LFR when that rolls around, with wings going into the next week. You also have world bosses that can drop Legos. Also, those are 100% guarantee, and I would say are pretty easy to do in groups. You have dungeon legendaries, which will take you a couple runs, and Blizzard is going to be making it that much easier, and it looks like they really do drop a lot more often now from dungeons if you do them on Mythic Plus. So the higher the difficulty, the more likely you are to get drops for legendary recipes. And you also have other things like Torghast, and also you can buy these legendaries from honor vendor and reputation vendors as well. There's a variety of different pieces, and it's a good idea to research which legendaries are going to be the best for you, as they do come from a variety of different resources. So to put your legendaries together, you go to the ruin cover in Torghast. As you do the Torghast questline and you unlock the Venari, she hangs out in Torghast and kind of helps you out over in the Maw. Once you get the storyline to get the NPC inside of Torghast, the guy that crafts your legendaries, get their memory back, then you'll be able to take those legendary recipes to him, and that is where you'll go and craft the recipe. The tokens we talked about earlier, the armor tokens, you'll need one of those, and you'll need to bring that together with 2 missives, and you'll be able to imbue whatever legendary you have learned that will be stored in Rune Carver's memory, so you can kind of draw on it and create it anytime, any place that you need it to, and you'll be able to craft your legendaries through this system. The last component you will need, however, for a legendary is Soul Ash, which can be gotten from doing different wings of Torghast. There will be higher caps of this Soul Ash as weeks go forward, so you will be able to get quite a bit of Soul Ash from your character on a weekly basis. Plus there's also quests from Bolvar in order to unlock even more Soul Ash going forward. You'll need a set amount of Soul Ash depending on the quality of your legendary. Legendaries can have different quality item levels, starting at 190 and going up. Recently I was able to upgrade a legendary to a 210 item level for myself. And there's a couple different ways that you can go about either upgrading or saving for a powerful legendary. So the higher the item level of your legendary piece, the more Soul Ash you will need in order to craft that legendary. And we have this handy chart over here to tell us exactly how much Soul Ash you need in order to get that legendary at that item level. So the higher the item level, the more Soul Ash you're going to need. But there's also an upgrade system in Shadowlands as well. If let's say you already have a legendary that is 190 item level and you simply want to take that legendary and upgrade it a tier, you will need Soul Ash in order to make up the difference to that item level. So for example, if I already have a 190 item level legendary, that means I've already spent 1,250 Soul Ash for it. However, if I want to upgrade it to a rank 2, I need to add up Soul Ash to equal 2,000. So I won't have to spend 2,000 to make a 210 upgrade. We'll need to spend about 750 extra Soul Ash after having a 190 item level legendary. And the only thing I will need to upgrade that gear is a higher item level same token. So if I have a legendary ring, I'll need to get a ring with a higher item level, bring it to the Rune Cover with the Soul Ash. He upgrades it to you for free with exactly same stats. So as you upgrade to higher, that means you do need to buy a different token of higher item level. The higher the item level of those armor tokens, the pricier they get. So if you're someone who is actually sitting on a bunch of Soul Ash and you want to craft yourself a very powerful legendary, you might just want to wait until 235 item level, just buy that bad boy once, spend that gold without having to buy a 190, then 210, then 225. Just buy yourself a very high item level piece if there is a legendary you're gunning for, and get 5,150 Soul Ash in order to craft a very powerful piece immediately as soon as you get your hands on it. And while you wait, there's probably going to be more balancing with legendaries, and by then you'll probably know which is going to be best in slot for your character from other guides and websites and whatnot. So there's a couple different ways of how you can approach upgrading or crafting a very powerful item either way. And that's going to be my video on legendaries and how to upgrade them. Everything that you need to know, everything that I wanted to find out, and I wanted to translate to you guys into a video format. So hopefully you guys found it easy to understand, and hopefully it'll get you guys up and running to getting your legendaries, upgrading them if necessary, and doing whatever else you wish in World of Warcraft. Shadowlands has been a blast so far. Legendaries has been a huge portion of the gameplay, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys some relevant information. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? And I'll see all of you in another video.